Jessica was a 28-year-old marketing professional at a fast-paced advertising agency in New York City. From the outside, it seemed like she had it all: a great job, amazing friends, and a bustling city life. But inside, Jessica felt small, overshadowed by the confidence of her co-workers. They spoke up in meetings, made big decisions, and led with authority. Meanwhile, Jessica stayed quiet, watching from the sidelines, always second-guessing herself. Despite her skill set, she felt like an imposter, afraid of judgment. Every meeting was a battle with her inner critic. Why can't I be more like them? Why can't I speak up and own the room? She wondered. One evening, after another day of keeping quiet, Jessica's best friend Sarah gave her a suggestion that would change everything. Why don't you work on your confidence? It's not something you're born with, it's something you can build, Sarah said. The idea struck Jessica deeply. What if confidence could be developed? It wasn't something that only others had, it was something she could have too. The very next morning, she decided to challenge herself 7 days to unstoppable confidence. The second day was all about shifting the internal conversation. Jessica realized that confidence wasn't about getting constant validation from others. It was about changing the way she talked to herself. For years, she had been her own worst critic. Every mistake, every hesitation, was met with a harsh judgment: "I'm not good enough. What if they think I'm dumb?" Determined to change, Jessica took action. She started writing affirmations: "I am enough. I am capable. I trust myself." She posted them everywhere: in her apartment and the bathroom mirror, the fridge, even her computer. Every time she caught a negative thought, she replaced it with one of her affirmations. The real test came the next day, when she was in a meeting. As her boss asked for ideas, Jessica felt the familiar nerves creeping in. What if my idea is stupid? What if they laugh at me? But this time, she paused, took a breath, and silently repeated, "I trust myself." When it was her turn to speak, Jessica raised her hand and shared an idea. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it was well thought out. To her surprise, her boss acknowledged it. "That's a great point, Jessica," Sarah said. A small victory, but a victory nonetheless. For the first time, Jessica realized that she could change her inner dialogue. And that shift made all the difference. Confidence, Jessica learned, wasn't just about changing her thoughts, it was about taking action. On day 3, she decided to take small risks, starting with speaking up more in meetings. The next day, during a brainstorming session, she felt the familiar wave of anxiety. What if her idea wasn't good enough? What if they ignored her? But instead of staying silent, Jessica took a deep breath and spoke up. "I think we could target millennials by focusing on how the product fits into their busy lives." Her voice trembled, but she did it. There was a pause. Then Sarah, her boss, smiled. "That's actually a great idea, Jessica," she said. Her heart raced. It wasn't the most revolutionary idea, but it was enough. It was a small step toward the confidence she'd always envied in others. On day 4, Jessica learned one of the hardest lessons. Confidence wasn't about never failing. It was about how you responded to failure. Until now, Jessica had feared failure more than anything. She'd always believed that failure meant she wasn't good enough. But today, she discovered that failure could actually be her teacher. Jessica received the news that the campaign she had poured her heart into was being scrapped by the client. Her stomach dropped. The familiar self-doubt rushed in: "You're not good enough. You messed up again." But instead of spiraling into despair, Jessica did something different. She met with her boss to discuss the feedback. "What can we improve next time?" she asked. Her boss provided constructive criticism, and Jessica took it in stride. She didn't take it personally, she saw it as an opportunity to grow. As she left the meeting, she felt a sense of empowerment. Failure didn't define her. It was just a part of the process. Confidence isn't built in isolation. On day 5, Jessica reached out to people who could help lift her up. She contacted a mentor at work, someone she admired for their calm, collected demeanor in meetings. During their coffee break, Jessica asked her mentor for advice. "How did you get so comfortable speaking in front of clients?" she asked. "How do you stay so calm under pressure?" Her mentor smiled. "It's all about practice, Jess. Confidence comes from showing up, even when you're nervous. The more you do it, the more you trust yourself. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway." That night, Jessica talked to Sarah. Her friend had been her biggest cheerleader throughout the week. "You've come so far, Jess. I'm proud of you," Sarah said. Jessica realized that confidence could be contagious. Surrounding herself with people who believed in her made all the difference. She wasn't alone anymore. On day 6, Jessica added 2 powerful tools to her confidence-building toolkit: visualization and mindfulness. Every morning, she spent 5 minutes visualizing herself succeeding. Whether it was acing a presentation or nailing a pitch, she imagined herself confident, poised, and in control. She also practiced mindfulness. Whenever she felt anxiety creeping in, she focused on her breath. "This moment is all that matters. I can handle this." The next day, Jessica had the chance to present a new campaign to a senior leadership team. Nerves hit her as she stood before them. But this time, instead of panicking, she visualized herself succeeding. The presentation went smoothly. And when it was over, the team applauded her. For the first time, Jessica felt like she truly belonged. On the final day, Jessica stood in front of the mirror, amazed at her transformation. Just a week ago, she was the quiet one in meetings, unsure of her abilities. Now, she was confident, assertive, and proud of her growth. That afternoon, Jessica was asked to lead a client meeting, a big moment for her. A year ago, she would have panicked at the thought. But now, she walked in with a sense of calm, ready to take charge. By the end of the week, Jessica had learned that confidence wasn't something that came overnight. It was a process: small, consistent actions that built on each other. Confidence wasn't about being perfect. It was about showing up, even when you were scared. It was about taking risks, embracing failure, and trusting yourself.
The lesson.
Building confidence is a daily commitment to yourself. Through small steps, changing your internal dialogue, taking action, embracing failure, building a support network, practicing mindfulness, and visualizing success, you can develop the self-assurance needed to tackle any challenge that comes your way. The best part? The more you practice it, the easier it becomes.